Okay, so my whole life I've been fighting, not necessarily training, but from a little kid I was always getting in fights when I was younger, which was wrong, but that's who I was. I love to fight, and then I got into boxing when I was really young, and I started hurting people training because I didn't know how to control myself back then, and I was getting into fights, so I had to step out of the boxing, which got me into wrestling. I loved wrestling. I was really good at it. Started doing amazing with it. Um, Wrestled from the time I was 14 all the way till I was 18, and then had kids, stepped away from all of it. And then when I got divorced, I decided to start looking back into fighting and looking back into like things I wanted to do. So I started training MMA with an old teacher, and we started doing it for a little bit. Didn't work. Me and him just didn't match at the time. Our personalities were way too strong. We just didn't fit. And then I ended up breaking my hand. Had to step away from fighting, and then after Danielle was born, I found myself in a crossroads again because I'd spent so much time in the hospital with her, so much time just like focusing on everything that was going on with her and her situation, that when I was home I didn't really know what to do with my time. I didn't know really where my life was going. I found myself stepping back into old habits and not liking who I was. And I had my old teacher, the same guy, he reached out to me after I had prayed one night and said, I need something to change in my life. And he reached out to me, and he's that very night was like, hey, I'm opening this gym, I want you to come in, and I want you to start training with me again. And so I was like, alright, let's do it. And we jumped in, started training together. He was like, well, you're good at jiu-jitsu, let's stick at jiu-jitsu. And I said, no, I'm a fighter, I want to be a fighter. And he kept telling me, no, and just let's stick to jiu-jitsu. And I was like, well, one day I'm going to be a fighter, I know it. And then Christmas, I got the t-shirt that said Fight for Down Syndrome, and I knew at that moment I was fighting. And I walked in, one of my old sponsors, I was going to go get tattoos, and me and him were talking about it, and he's like, I believe in you, I believe you can fight. And I'm like, you're the only person at this moment that believes that I can do this. Like, everybody else keeps telling me I'm crazy, whether they believe me or not. Like, they just thought I was crazy. I was 30 years old at the time, 32, I think I was 32 years old, wanting to step into the young man's sport, and everyone just thought I was nuts. So I started training, and I started pushing myself harder, and we had a coach at the time who was starting an MMA gym inside of the gym I was at, and he had his two fighters he wanted to bring up, and I was like, I'm gonna fight, whether I gotta get in here every day with these guys. And he kept saying, yeah, you have the interest of fighting. And I kept telling him I'm gonna fight. And so one day I'm going up against these two fighters, and I'm beating these guys in the ring, and they beat me too. But I realized I was on the same level as them. And so I had just kept pushing until I was mainly one of the main fighters in that gym. And next thing I know, I'm telling my coach, because that coach had left at the time, and our MMA started disappearing again. And so I said, hey, I want to fight. And he's like, you're not ready, I don't think you're ready for it, let's stick to jiu-jitsu. And I said, hey, if you're not behind me, I'm leaving. Next thing I know, he reached out to Tough Enough, I'm fighting on the card, and that was kind of how it all started. Was I just kept getting told I couldn't do it, and I just kept pushing. So makes me tick. So all my life I've always been told you're too small, you're too nice, um, you're not good enough, you can't achieve what you want because you dream too big. That's all I've heard my whole entire life from being a little kid. The thing is I do have big dreams. I have a big future. I know exactly what I want in life, and I know where I want to be. And so all those people, every single thing that has ever told me that I can't do it, that's what pushes me. That's what makes me want to be better. I look at it as the same in the disability, people that have disabilities. They're told that they're a burden, they're told that they're not good enough, that they're not necessarily who they should be. And yes, I don't have that, and I kind of, like, these people are so amazing, and they're what makes me realize I am good enough. I am good enough to chase my dreams, and when I step in that cage, I'm a totally different animal. When I step in that cage, nothing else matters. Um, Besides every single thing I've been told that I couldn't do, that's what pushes me. And I am going to do everything I can to achieve my dreams. And if I have to put all that aggression, all that anger, all the resentment, everything that has been in my life, I am going to put that in for that little moment. And I really do believe, like everybody tells me, you're a different person. You're not the same person. I can't even imagine you being that. And it's because in that moment I'm fighting for everybody that doesn't have a voice, everybody that has been told they cannot fight, everybody that has been told that they cannot be what they want to be. I am showing everybody that even someone my age coming in, I'll be 35 when I step in the cage next as a pro fighter. I'm proving everybody wrong. And I actually appreciate those people that have told me I can't do it more than I do everyone that has been in my corner, because as much as I love everybody that's in my corner, these people are my drive. It's what has made me want to do better and made me want to prove, not to them, but to myself, that I am who I believe I am. I could care less what their opinion is anymore. It's me, and I'm proving to myself that I'm good enough.